That's why people are blaming the fact that Kamala is a woman. Well, I mean, even if you compare like her numbers to Hillary Clinton, who also was a woman, like it's just at a certain point, maybe instead of blaming, like it's like they're basically blaming every single thing that they can't control, except for the one thing that they can, which is their message. It can't be our message. There has to be some sort of like existential reason that we can't control that we can complain about so we can displace accountability over to that.
Energy, he added, appears, quote, to be more pronounced with the brothers. You're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that, he said, because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman for president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably the case. There's a lot of guys that don't want to vote for a woman for president because they're like, oh, what if she gets on her period and then she decides to nuclear bomb Canada? Absolutely. Like, I can fucking promise you that there are tons of guys out there that are like, you think I want to vote for a woman? My girlfriend is crazy. I've been married to a woman 15 years. Oh my God. Nope. That's crazy. No, but that's it. And like, what they don't understand is that, of course, this is going to happen. Absolutely, it's going to happen. It's the same as women that vote for her because she's a woman. Absolutely. Like, I can guarantee you that there were probably millions of women who, if all other variables were the same and Kamala Harris wasn't a woman, they probably wouldn't have gone out to vote. Absolutely, women are going to exhibit, it's called own group bias. And as far as I know, my understanding is that women have a very high ratio of doing it, much higher than men. It's like a 5-to-1 ratio.
Once again, their only tactic seems to be getting in a man's face and going, tisk tisk bad boy. Like a dog that just peed on the carpet. It's not 2014 anymore, Barack. Nobody cares about sexism, motherfucker. We can't afford groceries. What's crazy is, as far as I know, Kamala
I think it's actually nobody cares about sexism and they are sexist and they're not sorry. Because I think that there absolutely are a lot of people that are genuinely sexist and you're just like, the shaming for having certain viewpoints has just been diminished and damaged because of so many times that people have cried wolf and there really wasn't a wolf. Like, for example, like Gamergate was about hating women. No, it wasn't. It was about game reviewers getting money and getting preferential treatment for giving reviews for games and like trying to turn it into, oh, it was about hating women. No, that had nothing to do with it. Like they tried to turn it into that, but at the end of the day, it just becomes less effective every single time. Overused terms use all credibility. They have. Absolutely they have.
Self has never played the woman card. She has never played the sexism card. In fact, she actively pushes against it.
You've been reluctant to lean into, to talk about the historic nature of your candidacy on the campaign trail. Why is that?
Well, I'm clearly a woman. I don't need to point that out to you.
Yeah, I actually thought this was one of the respectable good things that Kamala Harris did, is that a lot of the messaging for her being like a woman or a minority was done by other people and not her herself. And I think this is a point that I think that, you know, compare F. Oh, no, it's a weird Twitch thing. I think it's very respectable that she did that.
But the point that most people really care about is, can you do the job? And do you have a plan to actually focus on them?
I was proud.
Yeah, she's completely right. Absolutely.
It's like they finally learned from Hillary Clinton's failure. But that didn't stop the media or Barack Obama from doing it for her. Thanks, Obama. For all the Zoomers, thanks, Obama was a meme in like 2008.
It was a long time ago.
It was funny back then. That would have slapped. While I was writing this video, Kamala and Gretchen Whitmer were getting ready to film a video at a bar together when Kamala was apparently caught on hot mic saying this.
Yeah. Oh, we have microphones and listening to everything. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. So, well,
You'll
now
bleep
you tell
my
us.
F words.
We just told all the family secrets. Shit.
We need to move ground with men, so what we're gonna do is pretend.
See, if she talked like that all the time, she probably would have had a much better chance of winning. You talk like a fake psychotic bitch. Nobody wants to vote for the Joker.
To drink beer at a bar. Men like beer, right?
Cheers!
Just talk about policy. Just be yourself. Just listen to men and what they want. Kamala, all you gotta do is talk. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, that might make it worse. Put Tim Walz out there, okay? Let Tim Walz do the talking. Don't dress him up as a man. You wanna know how to speak to men? Go to where they are. A good place to speak to young men is the Joe Rogan podcast.
God,
which Kamala...
Yep. It's so funny that it's being discussed as to whether or not Kamala Harris not going on the Joe Rogan podcast was damaging for her career. I think that's so fucking funny. Yep.
hinted at going on, but then that never happened, and instead
Joe Rogan flipped the election. The crazy thing is that, like, there were people that were, like, interviewing guys at the at these college campuses, and they were like, so why, who are you gonna vote for? Oh, I'm gonna go with, we're gonna go with Trump. Why? Well, I watched Joe Rogan, and he was on there, and, you know, I mean, it was pretty good. Why didn't Kamala go on there? I don't know. Probably because she lying about everything. Yeah, I mean, really, that actually was a factor. Must have been a good point. She could bullshit for 45 minutes, but 2 and 3 hour shows the real you. She only wanted to do 45 minutes. Elon Musk impacted it the most. Yeah, I think he probably did. That's probably true.
Trump went on, and that episode hit like 20 million views in a day. But, like, can you blame her? Joe Rogan
actually, how many views did it get? Okay, it's all the way down here. 46 million views just on YouTube. Man. Plus 100 million on X? Yeah. Oh my God.
It's just one of the most popular podcasts in the world with a majority young male audience.
Which, by the way, I do want to say that a impression on X is worth less than a view on YouTube. This is like a social media thing where, like, a view is an active engagement, whereas an impression is is like just that you have seen it. So that's why I didn't want to compare those two numbers. YouTube even hit it from trending. Maybe, I don't know.
It's just one of the most popular podcasts in the world with a majority young male audience. I hate it here. Every time this topic comes up, so does the topic of, like, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, internet algorithms, Gamergate, whatever.
Oh, there is a massive amount of right-wing radicalization that has been occurring, especially in younger male spaces. Any hobbies whatsoever, whether it's playing video games, whether it's working out.
By the way, Hassan is right about all of this.
Whether it's, I don't know, listening to like a history podcast or whatever, everything that they see is right-wing sentiment being expressed by individuals that they find charismatic.
But you can only blame internet.
So the reason why he's right might not be necessarily like what he's trying to say. I think that it's a chicken and the egg scenario where the content that's popular is right-wing because this right-wing content more accurately reflects the way that people see the world and the way that guys feel. So it's not that there's a bunch of right-wing content that's brainwashing people to be racist or to be Nazis. It's that there's a lot of guys that feel disenfranchised, and the content that's being deemed as right-wing is content that reflects what their viewpoints are. So it's like, and this is kind of the way that, like, content writer, right? No, that's really how it is. Joe Rogan isn't right-wing, it's the right one. Well, I think that it's definitely true that there are a lot of young guys that are extremely attracted by right-wing content. And I think Hassan is right by identifying that. It's very clearly a trend, and I think that the election proves that trend to be true. But why is that trend happening? I think the trend is not happening because content creators are right-wing. I think the trend is happening because people are right-wing and content creators are adapting to that, or content creators that have those same viewpoints are being elevated because those viewpoints are shared with a large audience. That's what's happening.